Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild and I had to come back a lot earlier. For one, because I think I really need to step up my game again. And then I also found the solution. The whole thing I had in my head is kind of out of the window because I found something in one of the AI blocks that I hadn't noticed and that I didn't know, and that changed the whole block to me. I am using recorders now because the recorder has something. For one, we can turn on the autopilot, turn on the recorder, and then let it play what it is supposed to do. So that thing is doing this automatically now. The recorder, again, I had a completely different thing in my head with the recorder, and it's just, but that thing completely surprised me, and now I have to use that for, I'm pretty sure, for everything. It needs to make coffee for me now. So the recorder, let's just jump into the block for a second. By the way, it got also pointed out in comments on the last video, and I figured it out on myself because I did some more testing after the recording of the last video. So let's go into the recorder. The recorder has you can basically have the whole thing fly paths that you set, that you can record if you want. That's, by the way, what you can do. And that's one thing I like about the whole thing. We go down here. You can just add waypoints. You can set waypoints. I want one here, I want one here, I want one here. And then it just flies from these waypoints to each other. Recording is neat too. I think you get a denser waypoint stack and all that stuff. But I just needed the 3 waypoints for now to just fly in, go on top of the connector, and then just go down to it and connect to it. Because that's the thing, yeah, that you can do. You can set up waypoints with actions, and so you can then have it do on certain waypoints, do certain things that I really like, because that's the one thing I like about the task waypoint thing, where you basically fly to different GPS points. And that's one thing I don't like about the whole follow me thing, because the follow me thing can't do that. The follow me thing can't just, okay, if you reach this, then do this action. The recorder can do that. But what makes the whole thing really, really neat for me is, where is it? This option, the reference beacon. Because you can set a beacon and then it uses that as the main point for your whole path. So you can put it on movable grid. And that makes it amazing, because here I can then just say, here, this is the beacon for the ship or the rover or whatever I want. And then each of the drones that you might want to have with that can then just say, okay, I'm getting close to that thing, and do my pathing then when I reached my reference point. This is absolutely nice. This is what I need. That's why, yeah, the recorder will be the thing. Again, I didn't know about the reference beacon. I dismissed the recorder because I thought it would be able to fly just recorded paths, but the reference beacon, that's on point. That's what I want to use. So what we can do now is, for one, have the drone here, the ice drone, go and do the normal pathing that we want. We have the Mars base, the Mars base path now, and we will go over to the other to the ice base, have a path there too, and then see how we can set that up. I want to make another test before we go on. So no, I don't need to play this right now. I need to just so I want to see if with a move block, if we turn on the collision avoidance, if that negates the path. That's something we might want to see, if that thing still plays the path. Oh, come on, please. 8. What is it now? Recorder. Okay, AI behavior on. And play. Thank you. Because if that ignores the collision avoidance for when it reaches the path, it doesn't seem to do that. It seems to be very... It's even worse. What's going on here? Okay, we see that it seems collision avoidance is not a thing that we want to have. Too bad, because I kind of want it for the flights in between the whole yeah, this drone will need to fly over around 30 kilometers, and on that track I really would like it to have collision avoidance, so that it doesn't fly into anything that's in the path. Let's test if I messed something up, or if we turn that off, if we then can use the usual path. It seems that way. So one thing I have is the whole precision mode, so that it turns into the waypoints and all that stuff. So we will keep that on. We will now take this drone over, record the path for the other thing, and we can just use that drone to do that. The ice mine is over there, and hopefully this thing doesn't attack us. It shouldn't. Hopefully. I think they act at 1 kilometer or 1.5 or something like that. I will hopefully just be able to pass them. So let me fly over there, and then we do another path. What I want to see is if we can just turn on the recorder, and then it will automatically track to the first path point, because then I don't have to have other move blocks or tasks in between. So let's do that. Back in a sec. So we are here now. What we do now is we rename the other recorder, and I can remove the basic tasks, hopefully. The other recorder will be House.Space. My naming conventions are just top notch as usual. Now we use the second hotbar, go for the recorder House.Space, and then say add waypoint. And then we also wanted to we want 7 to be the AI behavior on off, and then House.Space 8 be the play on off, And you do move AI behavior on off so that I just can control that thing, and we will just use this to switch the lock just so that we can do things with it. So we record the first waypoint just here. First waypoint set, hopefully. And then we go on top of the connector, hopefully. Somewhat close. Do the next one. I'm again the recording automatic recording, I'm pretty sure it's a bit more thorough than I am here, but I really don't think I need to be. So that is the next waypoint. Now if we want to use that thing, record House.Space, you will at last be setup action and lock that. Again, for now I'm doing a lot of stuff manual that we will have to figure out on the way how we can then automate the whole thing, because I'm pretty sure instead of the connector directly we will control a timer so that we are able to set different behaviors that a timer then just puts in. Then we need event blocks that control certain things. I'm still not sure how I can make the drone go and say I know what I could do. I'm so dumb. I'm controlling the cargo of the drone when it stays full for over a certain point. Then we don't need to bring in more ice, because then there seems to be full containers of ice. That's how we do it now. It's so now we have it recorded. We don't need, we have beacons here. We don't need them right now because this is stationary basis. I hope that they don't move. So that is on play, please. This is just, I'm absolutely in love with this now. I kind of wanted other means. I overcomplicated the whole thing again, and I wanted other means. The recorder is the way to go. I feel for that stuff. And again, I wanted to use other means mainly because I didn't think that the recorder would be able to go with moving grids, but now that it is, perfect. Good, let's get off that. One thing I want to know is, and that's something we should take a look at. 6, and now go and fly towards the other base again, because I want to know if... Oh, please don't try to go through the... Oh no, this goes straight to the ground. Okay, we need other means of flying there. So the thing is not what we need to do here. So this is not good. Let me fix that quick, and I will be back in a second. So now we run into the big problem that it seems we need to turn on collision avoidance. I'm not sure if that helps us, but we will test this. So let's get off the dock. I was naughty and just loaded the world again. So go into 1. Turn on the collision avoidance. The whole ship should be 20 meters above the ground. So if that thing doesn't do that, then we need to have a path back and forth. So one needs to go in that direction, one needs to go into the other direction. So that's the thing. But maybe collision avoidance helps. I will have my finger on the button here. It does different things. So the collision avoidance, it's not nice, but it seems to be doing something. So it will... Maybe the path is easier, or I think having a path back and forth might be the easier way to go. So let us start a new path. Let us do a new path from here. So we need to go back to the base. I'm pretty sure we could turn on collision avoidance. So I might do that on when the path starts or something like that, so that it then uses that. So let's go and the cool thing is in the last waypoints of the path, we can just say, okay, now turn it off. And in the first waypoint, we can just turn it back on. So that makes maybe sense. We go here, and I'm not sure if I can... okay, that's the task. AI recorder. So we... AI behaviors on repeat. We delete all of them. And then we tell it to record. Because then we can maybe go and just fly back and have that thing then just record on off. Because then we can do the last waypoints we can do by hand. So I can record, have it fly here, fly back, and then we just use that thing again as a path 4. So now let's hope it does something. I know that there's a way to show the points, but I couldn't figure out how that works. It's just, I'm playing Space Engineers just for, I don't know, a few years now. I'm not that good with it. So, I hope I'm making not too much of a mess. It should record a waypoint every 1.7 seconds. So that should be good just for us here. I would like to have an automatic leveling here, so that I could just hold it straight ahead. It doesn't do that. Yeah, we will have to fly this now. Let me do that in silence, so I can maybe cut that out. But we should be... Oh man, why are these things spawning now? Yeah, I will just fly over them and keep heading towards the base. The base should deal with that stuff then. Back in a sec, I say. I stopped the recording now, so now the rest we will have to do by hand. I hope the drone is not following us too closely. We flew a bit high, so we will go closer to the connector. Don't fly into anything. A waypoint here? a waypoint relatively on top of the whole thing, and then we just go down and have the last waypoint directly on the connector. And I hope we don't have 400 waypoints now. Good, and have a waypoint here. Good, that should be all. So now let's take a look at the recorder Mars.Space. We have a lot of waypoints. 110 should be the last one. We do connector, lock, and then have on waypoint, the waypoint before that, 108, we will set up an action to turn off collision avoidance, because somewhere in the first two we go and say, somewhere here we say set up action turn on collision avoidance. Precise collision avoidance on, because now it will use for the travel path. If something is in the way, it should hopefully maneuver around that. So that's great. And we will basically do a return trip now and do the other way round, so that we have a play, basically a thing that just plays. We could, can we copy that? Maybe we can copy the path? Okay. That would be now the best thing. Then I would stop playing and, I don't know, get something to drink. No, sadly we can't show path on HUD. Oh, that's what we can do. I've found that too. It's just the best. So minimal distance. A waypoint is added when the distance to the last waypoint is greater than this value. And the time since... okay. Was a bit thinking about what that is. Good. Repeat the path. I don't need to repeat that right now. So we could... No. Don't fly too close to the sun. I thought maybe we can just have it go the other way around, but we will do it with a second block. I'm not going to be too crazy with it. So the iSpace, no, why am I? iSpace gets record on off 2. And then we just fly to somewhere here, so that it can play from here. I'm sorry guys, but I will do something just for the way, because I don't want to get shot down right now. Let us do the bases will come back. I need to get rid of that anyways. Why? That thing is shooting my... Thumbs is shooting my... that are my paths here. Not display, owner name. And we go thumbs. And kill everything thumbs. I don't care for you. So... now we have a path. We have to fly a path back. Again, same thing. I will just stay quiet, keep on recording, and then just... we just do the whole thing here in quietness, so that I can hopefully then have a nice path that leads us back to the ice base. I don't know, this is too nice to hopefully work. The thing is, we will only know that. I'm so dumb. What we could have done is set both to record and then reverse the whole thing. We would have the same flight path then for both of them. I don't care. Everything's fine now. We will just record now and hopefully that works out. For the next time we keep that in mind. Good. Back in a sec. So the recording is turned off again. And now we fly back into position where we then start our manual waypoints. 1. Fly directly over it. 1. And then we go towards the connector. Come on. I reduced the strength of the bottom connector very, very much. And 1. And then we set it up. So again, oh, I have to, okay, I didn't remove the waypoints. So we do delete selected, delete selected, delete selected. Waypoint 0. At waypoint 2, we do the whole setup action, turn on the collision avoidance. Then somewhere down 13. Let us do it. Yeah, we do it here. Setup action, turn off collision avoidance, and then the last one needs to be lock that thing. Okay, now let us see if the whole thing flies back nicely. We will go close to that thing so that we hopefully can see the complete path. Go back to 1, turn on this thing, and then let it guide us. So it goes somewhere, then starts the tracking. Hopefully it should go so high that we don't end up having problems with the collision avoidance. One thing I see, it is not fast. So it's doing 20 meters. What did we set it to? The move block to 50 meters. Maybe the precise mode is something we need to turn off too. So let's go for that too. So we do turn that off right now. So turn that off. Why is that thing so slow? Because we can turn the precision mode on and off too if we want, and then maybe have that in the recorder somewhere close before that. Setup action. No, setup action. Move block. Turn precision mode on. And somewhere here we set up an action and turn it off. But it still is very slow. If we don't fly with it, it really doesn't matter. But now, right now, we are flying with it. So maybe, can we speed that up somehow? Flight move. This doesn't really change the thing, so... What's the problem here? Speed limit, can we speed that up somehow and say 100? Or are the waypoints too close? Could it be that that is a problematic thing, that maybe if we want a nicer flight here, we should maybe remove some waypoints in between? Let us let us arrive there, and then I will decide if I record the path again. But then we at least have seen if this works out. I will do the flight definitely without you, because that's just ridiculous here right now with 10 meters per second. That's just boring as hell. Good. Back in a sec. Okay, we are coming in close now, so let's hope that it docks up, but I need to definitely find a way how I can make the whole tracking thing faster, because that took ages to come over here. So the thing is, now it seems to be a lot more willing to just do stuff. So come on, lockdown, nice. That worked out really well. Why am I seeing that now? Yeah, that's maybe a lot more. It's maybe a lot more dots than I really need. But I will re-record the paths over time. But now we know how we can do this. That's the great thing now, that we really now can just start up the drone and let it run whenever we really need it. That's a great thing. We could play around with the whole transmitting thing, but we really don't need that. So I can turn this off again. I know why it does that, because we didn't have an antenna on the drone. I will work more with this, but the recorder is our solution. The next thing would be to do something with movable grids. At least I want to test that. I want to kind of know how it behaves with movable grids, now that we know that it kind of directly goes to the waypoints. That's something we have to figure out. How can we make a movable grid that can go at least a bit of a distance away from base, and where the drones not then just fly straight into a wall or into the planet's surface. We might have to have paths that have really high returns or something like that, where it starts a path really high up and then lowers down or something, so that we have a bit of a different angle on there. We will see how that works out in the end. Maybe we can, for drones that have automatic returns or something like that, we can work maybe with a different not with a not with a recorder. Maybe there we can work with GPS dots or whatever like that. Because then we maybe... I want to test another thing in the end here. Then we maybe can have another... I want to test something. Okay. But it needs more... It needs more work. And more work is great because I really like the whole playing around with the drone systems. I was a bit disappointed, but now I have to say I'm a lot more happy than I need to be. So Sectan made something. We in our last stream, on last Thursday, we immediately had the problem with the ducts that we for one, the ducts, you can't see that, you can't grind them from the inside. So that's, to me, that's a problem. I would like to be able to grind these ducts down from the inside, and you really can't. So Sectan worked a bit for us, and I want to see if I have the right thing going here. So from the outside, okay, that might be the wrong duct. That might be the right one. Get rid of that 7, place that, and then let's see, does it weld that up? It does. Why does this not work? Just so you know, I record scratched this thing. I don't have a record scratch, so I'm just interjecting this here. That's how it works. Nice. There's something on top, and now we hopefully can also open it from the inside. Yes. So now we can use this. Nice thing. Sectan, great work. Thanks. I'm doing something wrong. I will investigate here. This is too interesting for me to maybe have a problem with this. But Sectan, as always, doing immediate stuff. Immediately going at it. Good people, but I think that's all for today. I hope you liked this episode. Again, we figured the whole recorder thing out. I'm very happy with that. So hope you like this, and we will continue down that road with the drones for a bit more. Good people, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya, guys.